Hello and welcome to Bloke on the most beautiful range in the world. Again, I think this must be the third time on this channel. Anyway, I'm out here with the Hungarian Mosin sniper, post-war, 1952, with a commercial Russian scope on it, unfortunately, rather than an original PU. Seems to work vaguely alright though. Now, first thing I did with this rifle was shoot it in at 50 meters to get the mount set up and the scope set up properly, and I shot with Prvi Partizan ammunition, and at 50 meters I was shooting 5-shot 1-inch groups basically. So I thought, brilliant, I've got a 2-minute of angle gun with factory ammunition that I can buy over the internet, brilliant. Then yesterday I went out with it and shot on some electronic targets at 300 meters, and 2 minutes of angle at 50 meters turned into, yeah. I was shooting on a figure target on the Swiss B4 or B10 figure target, and yeah, we were pretty much throwing them over the figure target. I got it beautifully lined up so that my mean point of impact of this kind of shotgunny pattern were in the right place. Now I came out here today, thought I'd have another go with it. Also brought some S&B 7.62x54R ammunition, and I must say it's much better. I'm really disappointed with the Prvi. After it showed such promise at 50 meters, and then at 300 it just disappointed me. It really stood me up. It left me standing there in my tuxedo with a bunch of flowers going, nah. So yeah, it's an interesting illustration that sometimes ammunition that works at short range, the group size won't scale linearly to longer range, but very disappointed. In fact, I'm so disappointed that I've been shooting my G11, my Swiss long rifle, over the original open sights with GP11 and scoring better. Now thus far I've been shooting this off camera for the minute, and what I'm going to try and do is film the last 8 shots of Prvi that I've got there. So it's wrong. Film the last 8 shots of S&B I've got there, and it's holding the 9 ring, and the 9 ring is 20 centimeters, so that's a sort of sub 2.5 minute group. But then there's the odd random inexplicable flyer. I mean, it'll shoot in the sort of 9 and 10 ring and then wang one in the 6. Doesn't surprise me slightly, but it's doing so much better than the Prvi. But I think I will share with you the last 8 rounds from a cold gun, and we'll see how it goes. Now, one thing I've been finding while working with the scope is that the drums are on very tightly, and the friction lock, in inverted commas, is extremely tight. Also, the adjustments are extremely coarse. So what I've been finding that I've been doing is, well, you get vaguely near where you want, and then just little tiny tweaks by feel and walk the shots in. I have zero confidence that if I shot this at multiple ranges, for instance if I was still in the UK and was regularly shooting at 300, 500, 600, whatever, if I was brave enough, 900 and 1,000 yards, that I could have a drop table with the settings dialed in so that I could twist it and then go. I have very little confidence of that. I think if, say, I was nicely zeroed at 300 and I knew where I should be on the scale at 600, I think what I'd end up having to do is get it to what was on the drop table, but then assume that I'm going to have to fine-tune it. I think that realistically, dialing in a shot and then making a hit on a figure-sized target at 600 is probably not really realistic. Now, if any of you have got real PU scopes who've tried this, let me know in the comments how it actually went. But I have a sneaking suspicion, working with this, that what I would do is I would get a really good zero set up for one particular range, say 300 meters, that I would be likely to use it, and then hold off yeah, it's just too coarse. The scales aren't very good. There's a little bit of backlash in the drums as well, and yeah, you don't have to be very far off. Even at 300, you don't have to be very far off on the sights to be quite a long way off on the target. And I mean, the Germans rated these as headbox at 300 meters capable, but I'm pretty sure you'd have to have really taken the time to finally 0-1 at 300s to be able to engage a target that sort of size with any degree of certainty with a first shot hit. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. It's just interesting to find out.
Schuss, kurz, 70, 73. Zwei, 90, 94, 88.
So the last 8 shots of S&B were basically as before, with most of the shots in the 9, a couple in the 10, one creeping out into the 8 as a slight flyer. And I am actually having to aim off simply because the adjustments are just so coarse. So I hope you enjoyed this little range video. Please like and subscribe, and please consider supporting us on Patreon, which helps to pay the ridiculous Swiss ammunition prices these days. I mean, they're ridiculous everywhere, but Switzerland. So I hope to see you again up here sometime. Bye.